and let's see what's going on.
I dropped something. If it goes black, we're just gonna go with it. Hey guys.
Are you keeping on a little thing?
It is. Yeah, let's just leave it like that, right?
Well,
Tonight's topic is, why do kids have to pay during the time of the breakup?
do children have to pay during the time of a breakup? Is it a way for people to break up and the children not have to pay? That's just a question we were thinking and we were talking about. Fans and I, we want to know what you guys felt. What were your thoughts? Do the children have to pay during the time of a breakup? If so, why do the children have to pay during the time of a breakup? So, I don't know. What do you think? Okay.
What do you think? Let me publish this up.
Make sure you add.
Add who?
Me.
You tagged in it already.
But do I think? I think if it's a breakup, I feel like the kids have to pay. Like they're going to pay some way, somehow.
Why do they have to pay though?
They don't have to, but they will 9 times out of 10. I feel because you're no longer like that. Whatever that once was, that union that they are accustomed to is now broken. It's gone. It's done.
Yeah, but why use a child as a pawn in a sense?
It's not you. That's not using a child at all.
But people use.
But they're gonna pay. Your kids are gonna feel some type of way. They're not stupid.
Hey Ash.
You get what I'm saying?
Topic tonight is, I'm not sure if you can see it already. Why do children have to pay at the time of a breakup?
Or do children have to pay at the time of a breakup?
Do they? They 9 times out of 10 they do, because it's either the male or the female being petty in a relationship, and they use the child as a pawn in a sense. Like, oh, I'm mad at you. You can't see your kid.
That happens, but I don't think. So I don't think you're understanding pretty much for the most part. So if you break up, we break up, right? We get divorced, whatever the case may be. Our kids are gonna suffer, whether you be petty or I be petty or not. If I'm no longer here, you're no longer here.
Yeah, but people have like the best co-parenting situations, so you can't say that, because there are really good co-parenting situations, like I said. So
there are, but in what aspect? So you're allowing me to come in and out of the house. You meet somebody, they live with you now.
Yeah, they have to know this co-parenting relationship.
No, I'm still able to come in and out of this house and we're not pleased. I'm getting a key and everything.
It depends on.
Depends on what? You got a new person.
Yeah, but you can't get the key, but you could come over at any time. Oh, all right. You know what I'm saying?
I think the kids are gonna feel that no matter what.
They do. I'm not saying that they won't, but at the same time, if you have a really, really, really good agreement, co-parenting situation, then you know it could work out. Like you could sit the kids down. But I'm talking about in a sense of.
So your question is different. It's not really about the kids suffering. You know they're gonna suffer.
Why do kids have to pay during the time of breakup? My question is, why do they have to pay in a sense of parenting?
Pay how? That's what you're
as
saying.
pawns. That's what I'm saying.
So why do the children have to be used as pawns?
Yeah, why do people use their children as pawns?
So Ashley said, I feel like it's all about how mature you are, because some people will still keep a parent, and some people know how to actually co-parent to the point the child doesn't feel anything, isn't missing out on anything, just getting double of things.
I agree, Ash.
I feel like it's easier when you're not in that situation or whatever the case may be. Like I said, breaking up, the usual, children will suffer. Splitting. So I'm with Lot. Like splitting, leaving the house, the kids are going to suffer. Yeah, they're accustomed to seeing mom and dad every day. Now you're out the house. You might not see mom and dad every day.
Right.
And any time is reasonable times. No petty times like 2 to 5 in the morning.
Right, Ash.
That's not petty.
That is petty times.
It's not petty. My kids are used to me waking up in the middle of the night checking on them. Giving them a kiss when they sleeping.
Yes, but that's the like if you got a good co-parenting system, then yes, you could put them to sleep every night. Come in the morning when it's time to wake them up, get them dressed, let's go to school. You know what I'm saying? Like that. That's what I'm saying.
No,
but in a sense of people,
I think the way you're saying it is easier said than done, and I think you're not seeing it. You're not seeing it. You're seeing it like, oh, it could be done because people did it. Everybody's kids, everybody's situation is not the same. Right. So I'm speaking. I'm speaking on terms of mine. Mine are gonna feel some type of way.
Right. Yes. Because all kids feel a certain type of way. But my question is, are kids used as pawns at the time of a breakup? And
that's your question.
In the sense of why do they have to pay?
What do you mean by pawns? I'll read Jessica's comment. So, Jess, what's up? Jessica said, kids pay because adults put their feelings before the kids, and the kids are used as pawns because they aren't over the other person, and if one person is over the relationship and the other isn't, the other will, what the hell? The other will use the kid to inflict emotions.
Right.
You always feel like somebody not getting over something, Jessica. You
but
crack me up.
But that's realistic, though.
I understand. I'm just saying everything.
But men and women, they can go through,
Clay Dog, what up? Kids will always suffer. They are used. See, they are used to both parents in the house. Then boom, it changes. Right?
They will suffer. That's
what I'm saying.
They will suffer. They will just see the change. Now, you will have to. If you set up a co-parenting system, you could sit down and talk like, look, this is what it is. We're still gonna be in your lives. But mommy and daddy just, they're not on agreeing terms right now. So
you're saying that to your 3-year-old son?
Well, the 3-year-old son.
You saying that to your 9-year-old daughter?
9-year-old daughter, yes, you can have that talk with a 9-year-old, yes. Whereas people use them as pawns, like, no, daddy left us. He don't care about us. Fuck daddy. Or mommy, too. Like, men do it, too. But it's more likely.
Is it more likely women than men?
I don't know. That's a question. We're going to take a poll.
Or who's more likely to use the kids as a pawn?
Oh, wait. Ashley said. Wait, we didn't do that yet. Oh. We didn't do that poll. We only do this one.
Oh,
no.
My bad. Not at all. You guys aren't happy together. They will see that more than they will see y'all fighting, arguing, and beefing. I'd rather my children understand daddy and mommy not working out, so we're going to live separately, but we both still are going to be in your lives.
I agree, Ash.
See, I don't. Ashley, I mean, Fancy agrees. I don't believe in all of that arguing and going at one another in front of the kids. I don't believe in that. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, but we're talking about in general.
I'm saying in general. I'm saying in general. I feel like people should not be going at one another in front of the kids. If you don't like that person or you can't stand that person, you can't tolerate that person right now, there's a perfect time and place for everything, in my opinion. I'm just saying, in my opinion. Jessica said...
No, we didn't do play.
I did play. Oh, okay.
We had a lot of copies.
Yes and no. They are used as pawns. Only used as pawns when they are childish. When the adult is childish. Yes.
But most likely, if a relationship ends bad,
scorn women.
Whoa, they scorn men. So let's not have this.
Sam.
Who's
more likely to have? Who's more likely to have the kids with them? When it all said and done in the breakup, who gets the kids? Mom or dad?
Woman.
So. Who's more likely to be petty? You can't see your kid. You can't see your kid. You're going to have your kid.
Because I be missing y'all. And people don't be overstuff. Gee, I went through it and still do. We usually go on at 9:30, Jess, but we was a little late tonight.
And you know I got to mess with you, Jess. I'm waiting for your husband to come on here so we can mess with you together. But I'm going to be patient.
I went through it and had to use the courts for my rights. Now I have kids all the time. Play golf.
That's what's up, Clean. It's not too many males that get their kids. Like,
right.
It's usually the female that gets the kid.
Yeah.
And she may hold the kid over that dude's head, and the kids are now pawns or whatever. Sherry, what's up?
Jess says, damn, that's a hard question. Both mom and daddy use kids as pawns. That is true.
What?
She said, damn, that's a good question.
Both mom and daddy use the kids as pawns. Yeah. You think so?
Yes, I do. Tiff said, I use my kids as pawns. You want your kids? Take them. I don't. She said she don't use her kids as pawns. I agree. Like, some women,
Oh, I'm about to
They
say.
should not. They should. You're just like hurting yourself and hurting your kids at the same time. Like, let them go. This is your time to be free. You can have a little me time or whatever. But it's easier said than done for a bitter, hurt woman.
But people do it, and I don't understand what's the reason. Why hold your kids as pawns? Like maybe like Jess said, people aren't over it. So it's like, look,
men are.
So from a male perspective, I guess it's like I don't want my kids around nobody else, no other dude that can infuse any type of growth or anything in them. Not to say that dude could do some harm. It's just I don't know. I'm real. I guess selfish with mine. That a word for your kids? I'm selfish with my kids.
I mean, everybody's selfish with their kids, so that means you would be petty.
No, I wouldn't be petty. I wouldn't. First of all, 9 times out of 10, you would win. The kids.
Yeah, but
I'm fighting you tooth and nail. I'm just saying I wouldn't be petty though.
Petty
hurts them.
My kids used to ask me when I was coming home all the time until they got older to understand. Now they understand and it's cool. Nah. Daddy be like, nah, I ain't coming to get the kid.
Clay said give me the call number.
So you can't, huh? What?
Clay said give me the call number.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Jess. It says, nah, Daddy be petty like, nah, I ain't coming to get the kids so you can't go out. Exactly. Men do that too. That's where men can become petty as well.
Right. Men can definitely do that. I can see that, Jess, wholeheartedly. Females can too, though. Like,
yeah, we got one soccer tip.
It's the weekend, so I'm not going. You got to take the kids, so I can go out and do this, that, and the third. But damn, like.
But you don't let me get him any other time.
Yeah, and
it's
quote unquote, it's not even my weekend. It's not even my weekend. But you gonna sit up and say, even though I wouldn't mind, they're my kids. But
yeah, you can call on our phones, Clay.
Just so you could go and do whatever you're gonna do. Lena.
Yeah.
I would never use my kids as pawns, but they have been neglected because I didn't want to continue the relationship with dad. So the kids suffer.
Yeah.
In that aspect.
Yep. Both. I feel like both could be petty. Both.
But I feel like what does that? I mean, I understand.
Men and women can both be petty at the time of a breakup.
People don't want to deal with people, but the kids, I don't see why you would do that to your kids.
Because it's like I don't want to see you happy. You can't be out here living and out. You know what I'm saying? I want you to pay. That's how people think. I want you to pay. Like I'm not watching them so you could go out. Like Tiffany said, I'm not watching them so you could go out. Oh no, that's what Jess said.
It is sad that women do that.
Right, it is, Tiff.
It's definitely sad that women do that.
We got a caller.
Clay, what up?
My kids go with their dad, and he has a girlfriend. Long as they treat my kids good, we good. Exactly, Ash. Exactly. I mean,
so give Tiffany, us. So Clay is going to give us his thoughts because you've dealt with something like this before.
A question.
All right, for example.
As a man. Okay, wait, Ash.
My twin's mother, right? When we first stopped fooling with each other, I had it the worst. But I'm telling you, I was blocked. I couldn't call. I couldn't use social media. I couldn't do nothing.
No, just Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays.
My mom had the kids. She took out papers saying I went over there threatening us, so I couldn't go to her mom's house. The only way I was able to see my kids at that time is because the daycare worker, the daycare they went to, the daycare worker felt so sorry because I was really trying my hardest to see my kids. That's it. Just let me come to the daycare, sneak through the back door, and play with my kids.
Wow.
It was a white lady. That's crazy.
That's real petty of her.
You know what I'm saying? So what I had to do was, because I wanted my kids, and this is before Miley and Maya. I only had before I was married too. I think the twins was like 1 to 2 years old. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So what I had to do was, I had to be smarter and be her own game. So I had to go to the courthouse and get paperwork. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see my kids. I was already on child support. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So what happened was I had went to 3 or 4 years, but I came home every 4 months for 30 days, right? So when I came back, she let me sign a notarized letter saying I get up these days, and then she went back on her word.
Okay.
So I a notarized letter to help me out and get joint custody of my kids. And since they was 3 years old, I had joint custody. I get them every 2. These are my supposed to be days. supposed to be every Tuesday, every first, third, and fifth Friday, every Father's Day, alternate Christmas and holiday, Christmas and Thanksgiving. So if I get them for Thanksgiving this year, it's like from the day they get out of school till they go back to school for this Thanksgiving. So, but for this Christmas, it'll be the day they get out of school for Christmas up until Christmas Eve, and then they go back to their mom for Christmas Eve until they go back to school, and then vice versa every other year.
So the whole thing was you getting that notarized letter, kind of, yeah.
Because the courts usually always side with the women.
Right.
Yeah. And if I didn't have that I don't know how it would have been if I didn't have that notarized letter.
Right.
So I had that notarized letter, and the crazy thing, I didn't have no lawyer. I did it on my own. I spoke to the judge from the heart. I told him how I felt. I just want my kids. We don't have to do nothing. So we meet at a public place like the library.
Yeah, McDonald's.
Or the post office.
Right.
You know, because like I said, she was taking out these fake warrants on me. So where it got cameras. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I had to go to a public place where it had cameras so she couldn't take these fake warrants out on me no more. I'm talking about I done did 2 days, 3 days, 2 days, 3 days, off and on because of these fake warrants. You know what I'm saying? And I was in the military at the time.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And then when it was time for me to go to court, she never even show up to court.
Just to give you the headache. Just to make you get that headache.
Exactly. So, like I said, you know, women can use their kids as a pawn because that's the only thing I want. I didn't care nothing about the relationship. Their relationship was dead. It was over. I just wanted my kids.
Right. That's what it was about. It wasn't even about her.
I grew without a father. You know what I'm saying? So, don't get me wrong. I love my father to death, but he taught me how to be a father because
he was absent.
Right.
So, it was just so much. And I'm telling you, man, so yes, women do use kids as pawns. Some males do too if they get the custody part, but it's very rare that a male get full custody of their kids unless the mom is a drug addict, a junkie, or something like that. Other than that, the woman's always gonna win unless you got a real live good case, and you'll be alright.
Thanks for calling, Clay.
Most definitely. Now I'm going to bed.
All right.
Peace.
All right. Love y'all.
You're right. Love you too.
All right, Ash. I'm sorry.
What?
I want to ask a question as a man. Would you rather your daughter grow up to see y'all fighting and stuff, or just sticking around just because, and then you have to see your daughter grow up and go into a relationship like that and stick around just because you did? And could you feel okay with it knowing half of the reason she's willing to stay is because she's seeing y'all sticking around and she isn't happy, but she feels like she has to?
Is that to me?
She's asking,
specifically?
Yeah, she's asking a question.
So, like I said before, me personally.
Not you, but in general.
In general, or me personally?
You can answer it personally.
So I'm okay. I'll answer that personally. Me personally, I'm not one for the arguing and the going back and forth, especially in front of my kids. Like, I'm not a fan of that. So I wouldn't, and for that particular reason, like you said, I wouldn't want my child or my children to see that and think that that's okay, and then grow up later on and get in a relationship and think that that's love. Like arguing and going back and forth, that's love. I'm not that person. So, no, personally, no, I wouldn't want to see my kids, see me or their mother stick around just to stick around and they're not happy and there's always something going on as far as arguing and stuff like that. People do it though. And I mean, I know some people that have stuck around and seen things like that. Until this day, they're scared to be in relationships because that's what they witnessed growing up. So it's a quick, I'm out. Like, I'm not dealing with it or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, Jess, again, so we're on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
It's supposed to be 9:30. Sometimes we due to the kids and whatever family we got around and stuff like that, we may not get on to 10, but 9:30, 10, just we really get on. It's too late for you? Nah, it's a real question. The timing is all the way off when y'all not together. That's a fact, La. Because you're trying to do what you're trying to do and she's trying to do what she's trying to do. So the timing is always off. And like I said, I don't know if I'm really ready for any dude to be in my kids' life.
Not if you have a good co-parenting system. The timing won't be off. You make it around. Oh, okay. Hector, put your number in right now. Here, I'm gonna react.
Yeah. Shit, I've been in a situation where I was allowed around my second kid's child, up until I found out they were sleeping with each other. What?
Father could take her any and everywhere. As soon as I got pregnant with our first child, he couldn't see their kid for a while, for a whole year, and she got over it. So we thought I got pregnant again with the second child, and she took their kid away again for another year. Was making fake pages of my kids popping, and the whole time I was pregnant, telling me to catch her outside. How about that? No, I'm just kidding. When I finally did, I got arrested, and now I'm not allowed around the child because she fears for her life. She's petty.
See,
and she's petty. Yeah. But he plays a part in that too, because you said that they were still sleeping with each other. So that's where the problem comes in, because he's giving her false hope. That's why she's petty, because he can't.
Hector, what up, man?
We gotta call her. Hector.
What's good, y'all?
Chilling.
How you doing?
I'm well, man. Yo, I'm doing well, man. How y'all doing?
We good. Can't complain.
Yo, man, let me go. This one right here, I had to call on this one. All right, so my brother, this is something that I'm going through myself, but my brother Edwin, he's going through it. So he was with a shorty for like 8 years.
Okay.
And he got married to her. They had a seed together, beautiful daughter. The relationship was going great. My brother was working hard like a man should. She was doing what she should, whatever. They haven't been together for like almost going on like 5 years. He's been with this new girl that makes him happy, right? Okay, my brother's going through child support problems right now, bro. He's a great father, always wants to be there for his daughter, does everything he has to do, right? Now, this is the thing. The one girl that he married doesn't want to let him go. And I'm talking about my brother's going through the court system, trying to find lawyers and everything. Doesn't want to let him go. As great as a father as he is, she keeps using my niece as a pawn to this shit, just like y'all saying, because now what she's doing is she's saying, you're never going to see your daughter again unless you let the girl that you with now go.
Wow.
That means she ain't ready to let go. Mm-hmm.
Okay, but check this though. She wants nothing. She keeps saying she has a boyfriend, wants nothing to do. My brother has never put an opinion or anything on what's going on with their relationship. Right? He just let her go. He's like, yo, it is what it is. Let's just get along. I just want to be there for my daughter. All right, cool. Now this is where the part gets fucked up though. She doesn't want. She's saying that she wants nothing to do with my brother. She's completely happy in her relationship in another state, but won't let my brother see his daughter unless my brother lets the girl go that she has such a problem with now for no reason. But this is what I keep telling my brother. I said, bro, this is the selfish shit that this bitch is going through, because
that's a fact.
Instead of her making it work for the kid, all it is, my G, is that she really misses my brother to the point that she doesn't want to say it. She keeps throwing that shit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
She'll whenever his new girl's around, she's like, yo, I fucking hate you. I hate that bitch. Whatever. You're never going to see your daughter. But when it's on some lonely shit, it's like, yo, can I please? I don't want to see you with nobody else. You know what I mean? I want to make things happen. But it's like, yo, didn't you just tell me that you happy with your man that's doing things for you that I've never did? I just want to see my daughter. But this is where I come in, and I'm like, yo, you selfish fucking bitch. Why you don't just let my brother see my fucking niece, yo? Because it's either one thing. Either she misses my brother, or it has to do with the ultimate thing that it always has to do with, that the women, and I'm sorry, Nancy, you know I love you, Nancy.
Right.
I ain't lying against women and none of that.
Nah, but it's a fact.
One thing that women, this is a fact. This is the one thing that women would not admit to when it comes to the children. They'll throw all types of curveballs at your ass, but the one thing that they'll never say is, yo, my man, I just want you over here because I missed the dick. Please.
That's the truth. I ain't even gonna front. That is the truth.
And that's dead ass serious. And that's the thing that's the one thing that she
really listens about my brothers. I don't know what they do on their thing, whatever, but I got confidence in my bro. You know, I got confidence in the bro.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I know it's that, and it's always been that because, like, I'm in New Mexico where my brother basically got with a shorty that he gave her swag, he gave her everything that she's ever had, everything she is now is
because he built her.
Right, he built her up. Okay.
He enhanced her, you know what I'm saying? Right. Not saying that she was a bad woman before, just saying he enhanced everything she's never known. You know what I'm saying? So basically what you are now, you was created by my brother who you miss, who you're making them go through hell because you really don't like the girl that he's with, but you keep using that as an excuse, but you won't say the real reason. Now this is the part that sucks. Fuck all that other bullshit. The women hating each other and all that other shit. The moral of what I'm trying to say is that don't ever use the fucking kid, bro. Like,
I agree.
You got a problem with this woman, then go face her face to face and beat the shit out of each other, whatever you want to do. But don't throw the child in there.
But you know what?
What's up?
That women use that, I feel like, because that's the only way that they can get a man to come back if there's a kid involved. And men do the same.
And that's not cool.
It's not cool. Not cool at all.
That's not cool. That's not cool in either way. You know what I mean? Because I'm not gonna lie, like the pussy's just as powerful as the dick.
Right.
If not even more powerful. You know what I'm saying? So it goes both ways. I'm not here trying to knock one or the other.
Right.
I'm just talking facts of what's really going on right now with what my brother's been going through. And my brother's been going through that
for a while.
And it makes no sense, bro.
Right.
It makes no sense because now this is the part where this is the cherry on top. Now, okay, him or whatever you want to do, battle shit, but because my niece is away from her family, my sisters, all of us, she's away from us so long. I don't think it's keeping her away from us. But she's throwing so much hate into this child's mind.
Right.
When the child comes around us, she don't even feel right around us because she's like, yo, all I've heard from you guys on this side of the family is that you guys suck. You got whatever it is that she's throwing into that child's mind. She comes around us and we're not good enough for her.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that shit is foul, son. Like that shit is foul.
It really is.
So I just had to call on this one because I'm like, bro, this is the one. And I hope that bitch is hearing too, man, because I'm like, fuck, man. For real, bro. Like, that shit is not cool, man. Either way, bro. Like, and truthfully, it shouldn't be something that, it shouldn't be a reason or an excuse for you not to move on from the person, especially when you're going through problems.
Right.
You definitely don't use them as a pawn, man, because that pawn is more powerful than any king or queen on a chessboard, bro.
You're right.
That's a child. That's a child. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it don't matter what the fuck the beef that y'all escalating on amongst each other, you're hurting this child, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because he or she sees that shit, and then that child becomes something of the product that you threw all of that shit out, all that negativity. You call it a bitch, she's calling you a motherfucker, whatever. And that child sees that shit, and it's like, yo, these are my parents. I mean, they're supposed to be getting along.
And that child sees that this is normal. Like, this is the norm. So now when they grow up and they get in that relationship where it's as toxic as this one, it's like, well, this is what my parents went through, so why not?
Right, that's what Ashley said.
Yo, bro.
You know what I mean?
Bro. And it's like it's almost like a fucking Thanksgiving tradition dinner. Like, you just keep on doing it every year.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact.
You're gonna keep on playing every year.
That's a fact.
From that child to the next child to the next child. Like, you niggas gotta break that cycle, man. For real, bro.
Yes, they do.
There's too much shit going on in the world right now for niggas not to stick together.
Yep.
And stop using all these fucking kids as pawns, bro. Like, for real, man. But you know what, man? I dig what y'all doing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know I love you, man.
Love you, Hector.
Family. You know what I'm saying? And I'm happy that you happy. Yeah, man. Much respect.
Thanks for calling in.
Once I get back to New York, yeah, we'll
we link up. That's a fact. We link up for sure.
For sure, man. I love y'all.
All right.
Man. Keep doing y'all thing.
Thanks. Good night. All right, Ash. Amanda.
That's crazy.
That's what happens. And 9 times out of the 10, that's exactly what happens. And that's terrible that kids have to be used like that.
Oh, Tay, what up? That's crazy.
Whoever is bitter at the time of the breakup is the ones who's going to use the kids as a pawn. I agree. But if they're both bitter, then it's a done deal.
Because they could both be bitter and not necessarily whomever has custody of the child, I feel, can use the kids as pawns. If I don't have custody of the kids, I can't use them as a pawn.
Right.
I don't have custody.
But you can use it in your advances. Like the mother could be like, all right, take your kid. And you could be like, nah. You know what I'm saying? All right. So Ashley says she's saying she don't want him, but she does because it shouldn't be as easy to say. I don't care. I agree. That's exactly what Hector just said. Like she said, the female or the male could say, "Man, I don't want her," but then still be using it or show that anger towards the person. But if you don't want me, then let me just have my kid and go live your life and, be who you want to be and let me be and let's co-parent this thing, because the children should not ever have to pay for their for their parents' issues. Funny guy.
But they do though.
They do.
Oh, Jessica?
Yeah. Funny guy, hubby be
take
like.
Your ass to bed.
Take your
ass. Up until 11, listening to y'all.
I know.
People be bugging. It is sad.
Sad. What he says.
Went through. Oh, yeah, so your husband went through the same thing, so you see it.
She's not over him. She's lying. She wants his brother to control.
She wants his brother and control. Be an issue. Two people feel like having kids with someone gives them authority over the person. Yeah, absolutely. They feel like they're empowered. I have that control.
I have that upper hand. I can do whatever. You have to do what I say.
Or you'll never see your kids. That's corny.
That's terrible. Because at the end of the day, all right, we can use 50 Cent and his son as an example. Okay, the mom, I don't know the situation, but from the outside looking at it, it seems as if the mom was bitter and she fed all the negativity or negative thoughts into her son, so now he hates 50 Cent. But it was okay when 50 was giving her the money at the time, and now she wanted more money, and it's just like she just fed him, and it's just like this vicious cycle of sons hating their fathers or
daughters with daddy issues.
Daughters with daddy issues, and now men or boys are growing up to treat women like whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
it's just a vicious, terrible cycle. And her daughter will resent her for all of this in the long run because kids need both parents if they're together or not. I agree, Ash.
I agree, but
Amanda said it's only going to hurt them.
It always hurts the kids. But when that breakup happens, I don't know, man. It's just a difficult situation. I feel for whether the person's bitter or not, whether they wanted to break up or not. It's just a tough situation.
Yeah.
Because like I said, 9 times out of 10, females get the kids. And you have some bitter dude that'll feel like, you know what, I'm going to make it hard on you by never being able to give you a break.
Yep. Or not being there. But at the end of the day, you're not really hurting the mom. You're hurting the kid. You could be hurting the mom as well because she could be bitter too and be feeding your child those negative thoughts. But at the same time, your kid is the one that's being hurt. The kid is the one that has to, you know what I'm saying, live with the fact that, oh, my daddy didn't love me or my mommy didn't love me enough to come see me. You know what I'm saying? They feel like, sometimes kids feel like it's their fault that this is what happened.
Yeah.
And it's just bad that, you know.
could be the makeup baby, and some kids feel like they could be the breakup baby. Like, it's my fault.
They still don't fully come back, though. I would rather live without a man than be living with one that I know genuinely don't want to be with me because nothing will feel good. It'll just be me feeling like I'm trying to hold on to something that don't even want me. Sometimes females got to learn to let the hurt, hold it down and go. You hurt yourself more holding on to somebody that doesn't want you rather than to hurt, cry, etc. Get over it. Be happy either with someone else or alone. I agree.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, and it's not always females that have to go through that or deal with that. Let the hurt. Dudes too. As tough as we may portray to be, dudes hurt sometimes, and sometimes you have to just be like, you know what? Hey, it's whatever. Rather than hurt even more and see that female with another dude, because that's what dudes really fear for most of the time is you being with the next dude and my kid being around the next dude. Sometimes like, you know what? I'm not happy here. I'm not getting what I want. Maybe I should just go. Not necessarily jump out of this and jump into something else, but be by myself. So dudes have to learn that too. I agree with that. That makes sense. 100%.
Pawns are on a chessboard to be sacrificed for the king and the queen. So why anyone would give that to their child is beyond me. I agree, Jess. I totally agree. Ashley says not. Wait, let me see. Not really, because it's some men who wouldn't do anything for their kids because they're not with the mother, or will say, if I can't still sleep with you and come and go as I please, then I'm not doing nothing, and I will not come around or do because of those reasons. And sometimes men won't do. And reason B, you got that nigga around my kids. Yeah. Let him take care of them. Yeah, that's a bitter father. That's when you know that the man is bitter. They each play a part. Like, everybody plays a part. We watched this movie, and it was The American Son with Kerry Hilson. And at the end of it all, it was like the son. Kerry Hilson? I mean, not Kerry Hilson. Kerry Washington. Yeah, Kerry Hilson's he rebelled against the father in the movie because he was just doing things. But the father in the movie, the dad was like this FBI agent or whatever, and he left his mom, and he was rebelling against his dad, and he got this bumper sticker or whatever, and it just was like the mom was like blaming the dad, like he was mad at you, like he wasn't doing it, just he was doing it crying for attention to get from you, and you were ignoring him because you were so involved in doing whatever you were doing. And the movie was good. Actually, you're right. There's a lot of dudes that feel like, yo, if I can't hit it or I can't come over and get what I want when I want it, then I'm not doing nothing for that kid. And that's even, what's crazy? That's even before the child is born. I know, not in my circle, but I know of dudes that, they were having kids or having children, and they just felt like, yo, you do what you do, I'm going to do what I do, but I'm not going to do nothing for that kid unless I'm the only one that's coming. I'm going to do me, and I'm still going to do you because you having my kid. But if not, then I'm not going to do nothing for that kid. That's foul. It's foul on both parts, female and male. I don't think there's ever a right gender or time or anything for someone to feel like I'm not going to do anything for my child. And sometimes I feel like, yeah, it could be out of somebody's control as far as, like, your child being elsewhere or whatever, and the parent just not allowing you to see them or whatever the case may be, no matter how much you fight. All right, but at some point you should be able to build a relationship with your child and then not let them suffer like kids do. So right. Hector says 50 stopped talking to his son because his son started hanging with 50's worst enemies. But that's exactly my point in regards to as the movie. As if he's just a regular dude. And the American Son, because he did that to 50 just to rebel against him. Just to show him, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't need you. I got your friends. But that's the same thing that the kid did in the movie. Like, he was, like, rebelling against his dad. But at the same time, there was a cry for attention. Like, from his father. From his dad. Like, come see me. Come pay me some mind because, my mom fed me all of this, whatever. In 50's case. We're just going to say that them dudes will just walk out completely if they the bitter ones. They are. Amanda says that. Amanda said that, yes. That's true, Amanda. 100%. Thomas. Yes, agreed. Oh, yeah. What up? Like, too. Yes, I seen it. It was sad. That was sad. That movie was a good movie, but... Yes, I seen that. Sad, and the white privilege, they wouldn't even look for him or give him information until they found out he was half white. Right, yes. Yeah. Using your kids as pawns is just, like you said, it's a sacrifice. Who's willing to sacrifice their kid just for the sake of a relationship? I'm not. Or just to make another person feel like crap. Because that's exactly what it is. Like, and Hector said it right. Because most of the time, the person just missing the sex or the affection that they were getting. Like, it's terrible that kids have to do that. Like, kids should not have to pay. Like, there's other ways to make a person feel bad for breaking up with you or to be bitter. Like, the kids shouldn't just not have to pay a part of that. They shouldn't.
Yeah, but they do.
This was the poll. We're going to put another one up. Okay. I mean, this was, like, self-explanatory. Let's see how sexist you guys are. The question is, who's more likely to use a child as a pawn? Who do you guys think? Men or women? It should be 50-50 because it could go both ways. It can. It should be. Because if the woman doesn't want to be with you anymore and the man leaves and he's never seen his kid again, that's a man's part of being bitter and using the kid.
Okay, and 9 times out of 10, the women are the ones that have custody of the child, and it's like, brother, you're not going to have my kid around these other, you know what I mean, females doing whatever, so you can't see your child unless you come over here.
I would encourage men to go to court for visitation. Not enough men do that. Yes, the mom may get custody, but dad still have rights and can get visitation. But I agree with you, Jess. But then again, in the court system that we have, that's not likely. Because I know a few men that are in their right mind that deserve custody, joint custody, shared custody, all of that, and the mother gets it every time.
Just because
they side with the women.
Yeah.
When sometimes it's not in the woman's best interest to have the child.
Yeah.
Because they sometimes just not in their right mind. But
or how
they
about
always side?
How about when females have a baby and not tell a dude and you end up being a father or whatever by default? You don't know. You had no clue that you had a child out there and you were labeled the father by default. Now, do you still have those same rights? You could fight, but the court system already agreed and sided with these women saying, like, you basically abandoned this child when you had no idea. Like, people go through that. So
men should go to court, but just honestly, NYC is so pro-mom.
It is pro-mom.
They will give a dad every other weekend and one day out of the week. And then on top of that, put them on child support. But the dad can be doing everything, paying for school, buying clothes, giving money orders, everything.
That's not fair.
And then the bitterness of the mom still wants more. And then, all right, I want to go through the court system because we're not on the same page here and I want to share custody. I know men that put themselves on child support just so they could get visitations of their kids.
So not only are you now allowing yourself to have to pay through the court, through them people, and you already do what you do for the child anyway, but now you allow them people to be in your business too. That's listen, I just feel like you should be able to make it happen without all of that. I don't know. What?
Jess says they will not give the father visits unless he's neglected. They will never not. No, I'm not saying that they will not, but they will never give sole custody to the dad.
No, Jess, that's not always true either in a different state. So you're speaking solely on NYC. There's other states that are ruthless. Trust me, there are other states that are ruthless, and they side with the mom. That's it. It's a wrap. Doesn't matter what you do, what you say. You could go there and do all of that. I know people that have taken those rides and went and tried to see what was up, and it was like, yo, there's nothing I can do. I just gotta eat it. I gotta bite the bullet. That's foul. It's foul, and the system is crazy anyway. But so that might be an NYC thing, but you gotta remember there's other states. So.
Oh, okay. You read them?
No. Who? Amanda? No, I didn't even.
You said it's weird calling her Amanda.
Oh, it's Lizzie. Okay. What'd you say?
I
was going to say both, and it sounds. Oh, okay.
She said it's true, depending on the state.
I'm telling you,
where the favor going.
Yeah, it depends on the state. You have some states that are still just super duper old fashioned and saying that the mom is the best place for the child to be.
The mom is the sole caregiver.
And sometimes that's not the case.
Yeah.
That's not the case, but you have to deal with it.
Yeah. I agree. It's terrible that kids are used as pawns. Because then that's when you raise and, what's the word I said the other day? What kind of men are you raising? What did I say?
I don't remember. So, Jessica, any man who gets put on child support should counter with visitation. The South is pro 50-50 joint custody, yeah. I know Michigan is pro mom and terrible on the dad. Ohio is pro mom and terrible on the dad. I think Chicago is pro mom. Like that Midwest is different.
New York, pro mom.
New York is pro mom. You might get visitation rights and everything like that. And sometimes, Jessica, you can't counter. People, like you, it's hard to counter when you don't know. Like, there's dudes out here that they had no
hot
clue.
garbage. I agree. Some of the moms, I'm telling you,
That's
they're not in the best interest of the child. They're not.
But the court system sides with them, and that's just that. Like,
it should be in the best interest.
And it's crazy. It's crazy. It should be, in the best interest of the child. I agree, and I'm not one to say I'll take a child away from their mom at all, because I feel like that's a must, if not as much, maybe even more than the dad being there physically every day. But at the same time, that child, or that father rather, should have visitation rights and be able to get that child on certain holidays and things of that nature. But sometimes that's not the case. And who looks like the piece of crap in society's eyes? The male. Like, and all he tried to do was do the right thing. So, like Hector was saying, all his brother wants to do is the right thing for, his daughter, and he's not even able to. That's
right.
Foul.
And he's going through loops and fire holes and everything, because that woman is using that child as a pawn.
That's foul. So.
And at the end of the day, and like he said, the child is looking at the father side of the family like, you guys are monsters, because that's what the parent is feeding the child. Like, they're no good. They're like, why would you create the dad to be a monster when it's you that's harboring the feelings? You're going to, like, society, the people, women, men,
and it's
not raise these.
It's not necessarily. So I'm not gonna say it's necessarily always the mom who puts these things in the child's ear, but it could be grandma, it could be auntie, it could be cousin that just always badmouths the other side.
Yeah.
So that child is just growing up thinking, well, my family always badmouth them, so they have to be this way.
Right. They start getting it in their mind like, you're right, because that's what you're learning. So you
learn behavior.
Right.
Right. Exactly.
It's a learned behavior. That's right. Man, enough of that. I'm out here pro dad. Whoever needs help on court papers for visitation with their kid, link me. Right, link Jessica. I'm big on that. My son and father. My son's I'm big father. On that. My son's father is hot trash. I beg him. Wait, let me read more.
Yeah, I beg
him. Maintains custody visits, but he bitter. So on to the next. But for the real men out there, I'm here to help.
Appreciate you. Shout out to you, Jessica. That's what's up.
Right.
Really appreciate that. So anybody who out here that feel like they need
that help,
that fight, that extra
when it comes to visitation in the court papers,
right?
Jessica is the person to link.
And hopefully the courts will listen.
This poll is Lehman. It says the pawn. Who's more likely to use a child as a pawn?
Women.
And it's 100% women.
Women.
It's leaning because men do the same thing.
They do, but women have the custody of the child.
Yes, we're not talking about custody. The topic is using a kid as a pawn. So yes, the woman will have the main custody. Yes, but if the father is bitter, he's gonna be like, I'm not seeing him. I'm done. If I'm done with you, I'm done with him, or I'm done with her.
Yeah, but why would I want? So I do go see my child, and every time I go see my child, and you feel some type of way, it's like, give me my child back. But it's my time.
Yeah.
So who's more likely? You know what I'm saying? Like, a father can't say, give me my child because you over there and I know you got a dude in there. No, you have custody. There's nothing I can do about that.
Right.
I got to bite that bullet. But if I'm in the crib and I have a female companion over there and we chilling and my child is there and you hear about it, it's like, no, I'm coming to get my child right now. And men live on eggshells because of that. Because now it's like, I'm going to call the cops and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And it's like, damn, man,
after we had an agreement, right.
Or they're already in my business because I'm paying child support. So now I have to deal with you calling the cops and now I'm possibly getting a record. I'm not looking for all of that.
I agree, Jess. I do think it's 50-50 as well. I think it's both men and both women.
So I don't know. never dealt with it. So
what do you think,
people that have dealt with
people
this.
that you heard dealt with it. Who do you side with? Do you feel like it's men, or do you feel like it's women, or do you feel like that it's both? Because I feel like it can be both people.
I mean, from my people, I feel like it's both.
Okay.
But
yeah, I don't know.
No, I got it. I'm playing with it. Go.
It's terrible that these kids are used as pawns. Just give it up. Yeah, it's sad.
Peace.
That kids have to be used as pawns. It's a terrible cycle.
It is, and you just raise and motherless children. You just raise kids to do the same thing when they get old. They feel like this is love. Like that's the norm.
But not really, because like Clayton said, he grew up, not with a dad. So
every now and then you get a kid that grows up and feels like they're gonna go against.
No, but that's what it should be. If you become the best parent that you can be. You make sure, you know what I'm saying? Unless it's just toxic and then, you have to part ways. But you need to set up the system to where we can co-parent. If we ever break up, we need to have a really good co-parenting system so that we do not use these children as pawns and they don't have to pay during this breakup. They shouldn't have to pay.
I agree. But on the flip side, there's a lot of people we know that grew up in a single parent home and feel like it's okay to raise their child in a single parent home. Like, I can do it because my mom did it, my aunt did it, my this, that, my that. Like, that people feel that way. Like, my peoples were able to do it, so I know I'm able to do it. That doesn't make it right. That doesn't mean you should push for that. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that they should push for it, but I feel like they prepare themselves. Like, all right, if it happens, it happens. But that's just like that's a bad
thing to just prepare yourself for off the rip.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
what is that? Oh, he agrees by haha. He gonna be a problem, Nancy. Yes.
No, I agree with everything she just said. I'm just saying, but there's a lot of people that it's just the norm. I always gotta play devil's advocate, Jess. If I'm a problem, then so be it. Damn it, so be it.
It's terrible that men have to plead to see their kids because women are bitter
and walk on eggshells.
Well, men, and it's sad that men feel like if we're not together, I'm done with this whole relationship. I don't want to see that kid. But I don't understand, how can you actually do that as a man? Or even as a woman, how can you just, that's your child.
It's not going to be around your kid?
Yeah, like how can you just be like, all right, that's it. I'm done with it. It's that easy? Is it that easy that children, you know what I'm saying?
You're asking the wrong.
I'm asking the audience.
Like, I don't know. Like, if I'm away from my kids for
the ones that are listening, right? And, you're guilty of, using your child as a pawn or whatever. Why do you do it? Could you help us understand?
Don't get yourself in trouble tonight, ladies and gentlemen, please.
You don't have to, but we just want to know, we just want to get a little deeper understanding on why would you do it? Unless the person is harming your child or, you know what I'm saying? An endanger to your child, like then we could totally understand that. But I just want to get a deeper understanding on why would you use your child as a pawn? Because it'll hurt the other person, and you know what I'm saying. Since they hurt you, you feel like you gotta hurt them back, but that's a total different kind of pain. Because at the end of the day, it's the children that's getting hurt. I just want to, get a better understanding on why. Why would you, why? That's it. Just why.
Listen. I don't think anyone's going to comment and say, I do it because of this, and this. Might be calling a lot of people out right now, but they're not going to speak up to this. Right. Like, I don't think people want to
admit
to their wrongdoing. They may not have thought it was wrong until now. Like hearing us speak about it and hearing everybody that's with us tonight comment and speak about it. So, I don't know. It's just corny at the end of the day.
It just takes so much to be bitter. and take it out, and you know what I'm saying? It just takes so much to be bitter and have your child pay for that. Because you're making the person pay, but you're really, really making the child pay. The child is the one that really, really grows up with the issues. You know what I'm saying? Like, the child has the daddy issues, men or women.
Keep in mind, in some relationships, the woman does the kids, and they foster the relationship between the man and child. So in a breakup, it's only about the mom and vice versa. If a dad is more into the kid and the mom was running the streets in a breakup, it's only about the dad, not the kid. Explain.
Okay, so she's saying in a relationship, it's usually like what you said in the beginning, like the mom is usually, unless it's the dad that's more involved in the kid, then it's like it's only the dad and not the kid. Huh? Wait. Running the streets, the breakup, it's only the dad. And
Explain, Jess.
Yeah.
Explain, like break it down. Break it down into layman's terms. Dumb it down.
It's just so bad. It's so sad that these babies have to pay. This is a really good topic tonight.
It is. It's more serious than the others.
Yeah.
But
real serious.
I think it was a must. Like you said, it was a must. I think.
Not both parents have a relationship with the kid, G.
No, I'm not saying for me. I understood.
No, you did not.
I did, and I was
just
asking you.
Explain. I said, you don't understand?
I said, do you understand? You said, yeah. I said, explain.
And I said, do you understand? You said, explain. Whatever.
I'm saying explain.
Some parents just be there. You're right.
Not both parents have a relationship.
That makes it easy for them to walk away and use the kid as a pawn.
See, I'm not a fan of that. It's sad to say.
Yeah, you're not a fan of it, but it happens.
No, it happens. I'm saying it's sad to say for me. I feel like I don't know. I guess I don't really look at and this is crazy, ladies and gentlemen. This is a whole nother topic I think two families should get on, but I don't think I look at my happiness over my kids' happiness. That's me in general. I just don't. Like, I feel like I'll be all right. Like,
what you mean?
I'll be all right. Like if leaving would make me happy, I wouldn't do it if I knew my kids weren't going to be happy.
But then that goes back to what La said. It's your happiness as well. So that's why you make co-parents. Set up a co-parenting system.
I'm specifically talking about me right now.
I know, and when La spoke about it, he was like, your happiness matters too, so why would you stay in a relationship that you're miserable in? And Ashley said the same thing as well.
It does.
Like, why would you stay in that toxic, you know what I'm saying, and faking that fake love when...
I agree. I agree with them. I'm not knocking them. I'm just saying, me personally, I feel like up until the day they're off to college, I'm all right. I'll be okay.
That's terrible.
The day they leave for college, I'll break it. I'll pop up. I'll pull up on them at their school and let them know, like, listen.
But it's
mom and dad.
But older kids feel it too.
I'm not saying they don't.
But so why would?
But I've done my best to raise them. I've gotten them to the point, to the pinnacle where now this is adulthood. Now you are going to be an adult. I'm still going to be here. We already have this bond. I'm already your father. Like, you know what it is. Mm-hmm. Rather than you being young. And I was like, well, my dad lives over there. My mom lives over there with my stepdad and my stepmom. That's just me. I'm just saying. And it could be because I was raised with both. I don't know. That's just how I see it. I don't know. I'm not saying that anything's wrong with you, though. You know, you good. I'm just saying.
No, I know.
I'm saying in general,
though. In a sense. Like, why would you just... I don't know.
So, just for example, my son is a super mama's boy. I did it all. His dad was just there, so I was split and take a toll on him too bad, and not did his dad care, or his dad did not care too tough But my hubby plays with my son, teaches him. They have their own relationship aside from me. So when we first broke up, my son cried and ain't even do that for his biological father. Got you. With his dad, it was about me and how I held stuff down. Not my kid. Remember, some people have kids to keep people. Some dudes get people pregnant to keep them. That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact. But you see what you just said? Me, personally, that right there will kill me. I'm not that dude, though. Like, I would not... I have a relationship with my kids through and through. I'm just saying, to know that I was there for the birth and this, that, and the third, like, from the beginning, and then we split up. Now you met somebody else, and now they're playing... they are now...
stepping in, playing the role as the stepdad.
Yeah, like Ciara and Russell Wilson. Like, I don't want nobody playing Russell Wilson to
yeah,
my
but
kids.
Russell Wilson is a better stepdad than Future.
As a father.
On the outside looking at.
That's a fact. I'm not saying... First of all, I'm not saying anybody's going to be a better stepdad
right?
than me being a father in general, period. I'm just saying, I don't know if I could deal with that. That would kill me. And I don't think it would have anything to do with the woman. Like, I'm not bitter at that. I'm not bitter that you're with someone else. It's just someone else being with my kids. Like in the beginning, like I said, I feel like all men feel like, you know what? I can't see you. Especially if you really, really genuinely love someone, you were in love with someone, you're in love with someone, you don't want to see them with the next.
So then that's when you will be bitter.
I'm not saying I will be bitter, no.
Men.
No, yes, that's what men, yes, that's what men. That's where men become bitter and controlling.
And then they'll just leave.
What?
Some men would just leave. Like, I'm bitter. We breaking up. I'm done with you and this whole thing. Even the kid.
Yeah. Yep. And instead of raising their kid, if they could come through and hit every now and again, they'll do that. But it's not really them raising their kid. They're not really raising their kid. They just know that they're that kid's dad. Or mom, rather, too. So... I don't know. It's crazy.
That's because you clearly have a relationship with your kid aside from Nancy, which is great. Not everyone is like that, right?
Nah, that's a fact. That's a fact. Like I said, when I made those comments, I was literally speaking from my perspective, like how I feel, how I am. That's a fact. So, like, our relationship has nothing to do with the kids. Like, our kids, like my kids and I, like, our relationship is because we have a relationship. It's not because I'm with Nancy or not.
But even
she ain't going nowhere, but I'm just saying.
Even when people have a good relationship with their kids, they still can't see themselves without that significant other, so they walk away from the whole situation. That happens sometimes.
No, it happens. It happens.
And that's sad that the kid loses out on the parent because you can't get over your emotional ties with the parent, with the mother or the father.
But what if sometimes, so I know some situations like the dude feels like he can leave, but then again, he can't leave because the mom will make very bad decisions for the child, with the child in the home and everything like that.
What?
Yeah. So,
what do you mean?
So, like, okay, let's say with, you know, I split. I feel like, you know what, I can't do this. I'm gonna leave.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like I know you as a person that you will make terrible decisions. Like, there will be a million.
So you just stay. Is that what do you mean? Like,
some people just stay. Some people just pull up and make sure they're around because of that.
But that's being active.
So, no, it's not really active. It's not really active. I'm not saying active in the sense of they come around and they play with the kid and stuff. I'm saying they come around and make sure you don't do anything. We still gonna do what we gonna do physically. That way you don't do nothing with nobody else, and that way you don't have anybody else in this house because I know you're gonna make a bad decision. So it's not really based on I'm coming around so I can build a relationship with my kid. It's just because I know you'll make a dumb decision. I know situations like that.
Make a dumb decision. How is it making a dumb decision if the person is being with somebody else? That's using. You're
not listening. I'm not saying that they're gonna be with one person. I'm saying they may be with several different people. There's people that have been together for a long time, mm-hmm. right? So they never experienced, quote unquote, their whole years.
Okay.
So now they split up with that person. Now it's like I'm free.
Okay.
I'm gonna go fill this one, that one, what this like, what that's like. And dudes may know that, or females may know that about the dude. So it's like, I can't let you do that. Like, I'm not gonna let you do that.
One person would be unhappy, Thomas said. Very much. And
always.
Yep. When it's split, you can't say always, but it's
majority
of the time. Because some splits are like, okay, we splitting. We came to a common ground, and this is not working. Let's do this co-parenting thing, and that's it. But in some cases, and more cases than none, there is always a bitter parent. There's always a bitter parent, and children have to pay the price for the bitter parents. They are used as pawns, even if it's a male or female. They're used as pawns.
Yeah, and kids suffer. They end up doing things just to please the other,
crying out for
parent.
Attention.
Yeah, like I play football because I know my dad loves football, and this is what we have in common. So he'll come around as long as I'm playing.
Mm-hmm.
If I didn't play, I wouldn't see him.
Right.
Like stuff like that. That's
yeah, that's sad.
It's a wicked situation to be in. It's wicked.
Yes, it is. Let's see. We're hearing more comments. Tonight was like a real serious.
It seemed more serious than anything.
Topic tonight. Oh, Jessica.
Yes, I am saying the hot garbage parents, Jess. You're right. With no common sense and be busy about other stuff and not the child. I understand. Yes, thank you. But in that case, build a case and go to court. Don't stay around. That's an excuse. It is, but
I agree, Jess.
Look, do you?
It's an excuse.
As a culture, let's say that, right? As a culture, maybe even as a race, like culture, race, both. We rarely don't want people in our business as is. So to go to court and have them now be involved, a lot of dudes don't want to do that, especially the dudes that may not have the normal 9 to 5. You know what I mean? May not be able to receive or earn a paycheck. They get money.
And they do.
But they're not looking to go have the courts get in their business because now they lose. What do you do for a living? I can't answer that. You know what I mean? Where do you stay at? I don't need you to know that.
That's just not complying, and you
that's
just
how
looking.
That not complying.
That's just not complying.
If I'm not in a position, how? If I'm not in a position, if I'm not in a position to do that, how am that not compliant? I'm not in a position to tell you where I live, what's my occupation, but I know I can provide for my child. So
you need to make. When you go to court, you need to make sure because you know the court system. So you need to make sure you got all of that in the bag. You need to make sure that you know that you got some place to stay because they need proof of that.
But you don't hear me though. What I'm trying to tell you is that that's why dudes don't go. Because it's like, yo, I know my situation. So I'll just stick around and make sure I'm still providing. I'm just saying, I know a lot of dudes that's like that. I know my situation and I'm not going to let them having people all over my business.
With my mother, with my mother of my child, the mother of my child, she used to always use my son against me because I never fed into her stuff because I knew my son was always good.
So you ignored her?
So would she hold your son against you? That's the thing. You said she always used to hold your son against you, but you knew he was good. So what does that mean? Did you not come around? Did you not feed into her stuff? So she held him against? I'm confused at what you mean. You always knew he was good, but does that mean you were absent?
But the broad, Jessica, you said the broad is always going to run for child support, so you might as well. You got to fight legal with legal and fire with fire, and FYI, that ain't good because if you getting money, you can't tell a court about you ain't stable. That's what I'm saying. So I'm not. Dudes don't fight legal with legal. It's like and 9 times out of 10, some females. We talking, like you said, hot garbage, right? Hot trash. They're not going for child support. If the dude is still hitting them with whatever they're hitting them with and they still getting what they getting physically and stuff like that, and they still get to see them physically, they cool with that. They cool with that. And I'm not saying that they stay in that relationship because they're not in a relationship, but it's more of a controlling environment, I would say.
And like Hector said, they always just want to piggyback off that get right. They just want the person and they want them to pay. Like, if I can't have you, can't nobody have you.
Right,
and you can't see this kid.
But as long as you and I feel like that's when that particular type of female or caliber of female goes for child support or male.
Right.
Men don't really go for child support, but that's when
men don't.
That's when she goes for child support because it's like, all right, you got a girlfriend now and you not coming around no more. Like you're not that you're not coming around for me, but our kid is older, so you still gonna see your kid, but you're not coming around for me. That's a different ballgame.
So kids ain't fighting because they garbage too, and that shit is toxic. That's what I said, dudes. Dudes ain't fighting. That shit is garbage and toxic for the child too.
It is. It is 100%. Because being with the father may be a better environment for that kid, but they're not in the position to take it to a legal point. Like they just not they can't do it. They can't put themselves in jeopardy. It sucks, but
I don't know.
There's dudes out here like that. Like you may know them, I know some that they are the better parent, but they do what they do and they cannot go to court to fight for that kid.
Thomas said, no, I take care of my son. She used to always try to make me feel guilty that I'm not buying stuff for my son all the time, aka she wanted to get him stuff that he didn't need. I agree.
That's another
and some women, they only use the dad for when it's convenient for them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, say if they live out of state or whatever, and it's like, oh, this party, I want to go out this weekend, or I want to go somewhere here with my friends. All right, can you watch him this time? But then when the dad says, you know what, let me get him for the summer, or let me get him for this time, and the mom's like, what? No, because then I'm not getting that money that you were sending when I got him, or you know what I'm saying? Like, then it's going to be like, you might be asking me for the money now that you got him. So it's a terrible thing. Jessica says, oh my God, yes, this is ridiculous. I don't get people like that. Like, come around for you, sis or bro. It's about the kid. Oh, this annoys me. I agree. It's so sad.
But people
selling drugs makes them not the better parent, G, because that lifestyle makes them unsuitable thug life.
Right. You're right. I'm not saying that it doesn't. I'm saying parenting wise.
Yeah, you found it. Good. What are you saying? It's sad.
Okay, go.
It's sad because selling drugs, you still can I'm confused. You could still make payments, so that's not an excuse. Because if you tell the court that you don't have a occupation, they'll make your child support payment like $50 or something.
Not only that, they look into what you're doing. Well, how can you provide? What are you doing? You're incriminating yourself, and it may not make them the better
parent.
No, not the better parent. I'm not saying that. Because you do whatever you do, because whatever has happened and you in this unforsaken circumstances, doesn't make you the bad parent. You can still be the better parent. You just don't have the occupation. That's it. So because she has a job, that makes her the better parent? No. That doesn't make her or him the better parent. Because there's females out here that sell drugs too. I'm just saying, she could be the better parent, he could be the better parent. But as far as you saying, take it to a legal standpoint to get custody and stuff like that, some people don't want to deal with all of that. They don't want them people in their business. True, even if you do have a good occupation.
Thomas says, what truly bothers me is that my son is around another guy that I know for a fact has a drinking problem.
Yeah, see? That's my biggest fear. That's not, and I'm just saying, that's what I be saying about people. Like, everybody's saying, leave and do this, that, and the third. Sometimes, listen, man, some dudes know they're ladies and they know that they're going to have whatever around their kids. That sucks, wholeheartedly.
Yeah. So, Thomas, do you do shared custody? Or is it just like you get your son on the weekend and stuff like that? Jess says, no, they don't, G. They make you attend workforce prep. They don't look into nada. I agree, because I know that. They don't look into nothing. They just go, all right, you got to pay $50 or whatever. You know how many cases they get a day? That's a common misconception. My son's father pays nada. For 10 years, the court looks into nada.
Listen, You can't tell that to a street dude that feels like, yo, I'm not going down there. They're not going down there. That's that simple. They're not trying to have them people in their business, and that's the society has made people feel like that, especially people, you know, of our culture, pretty much. Like, I'm not dealing with that. I felt like they always looked into, you know, where you stay, and they don't.
That's only when it's like you actually in a custody battle, ACS is involved and things like that. That's when they look into where you stay.
But it can get to that though.
It can.
That's what I'm saying.
Can, but that's only if ACS gets involved. Then they gotta look at your living conditions and how can you house these children, and you know what I'm saying? Things like that. It can get to that though.
It can get to that. That's what I'm saying. It can get to that. And people back out, and their kids end up in a messed up situation. Like, you know, people like that. You backed out, but you know, it's just a messed up situation.
Right.
It sucks, Thomas. That sucks that you know the situation over there in that household, and there's basically nothing you could do about it. See that? That's like your kid being sick, and all you could do is give them whatever the doctor prescribed, but there's nothing you could do because they're in pain. Who wants to feel that? Who wants to go through that? Like that's the worst part of my day when I see my kids like that.
Yes, I have shared custody, and when I went to court, the judge was in my favor because I had proof of me being a better parent. That's amazing. Close the freezer. No, you just close it.
That's super dope.
That is great. You're 1 in a million. I don't know if you live in New York, but if you do, you're like 1 in a million. And, you know, if there's any dads that's watching this, maybe they could contact you to get some advice, because I know some that's battling with this.
What made you the better parent in the court's eyes? If you don't mind me asking. Like, was it your occupation? Was it your home? Like, what was it? Or did they just say you're the better parent? Like, they seen her.
And she had a racket and stuff like that.
Yeah, she came to the court case, twisted, whatever the case may be.
And that's why Black children are so messed up now, because we are so ignorant to the system and our rights as men and women, mothers and fathers.
Absolutely, yes.
Right.
Absolutely. But that's why I said, as a culture, it's just
it's like a norm?
Yeah, it's a norm. Oh, don't do that. Don't put yourself on child support. Like, don't go down there asking questions. Don't go down there fighting for anything, because they're going to be in business. And once they get in your business, they won't get out of your business, and you stuck, and now they taking your money. This is what people tell
It's like,
others.
Generation to generation, passed down incorrect knowledge.
Yep. Ignorant, just passing it on.
Yep. So, tonight's topic, guys, for the newcomers, is why do children have to pay during a breakup, and why are they used as pawns?
A man either.
All
right.
Yeah, so that was the topic for tonight. That is the topic for tonight. Yes, I was having a stable household and family based. Right along with me working 2 jobs and paying the daycare and making sure he eats meals that's healthy for him. That's good.
See? 2 jobs and all that. Excuse me. That make me feel like a white woman. I'll be like, oh, no.
I'm following the motion.
Listen, but you may be more educated on the subject. You know what I mean?
You know, you can help others.
Right. But
advocate for this.
Right. There's a lot of people
who don't know. Like you said, Jess.
Yeah, they were taught the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Entirely. Like, that's just, people just say that. You don't want the people in your business. You don't want to go down there. You don't want to do that. Like, I'm just saying, like, it doesn't make you, feel like a white woman. You just a more educated person on the subject.
The biggest thing was having a stable household. Thomas. That's what Thomas says.
Right. That's what's up.
Yep.
It's definitely dope.
That is.
But that's a must. But see, that's what I'm saying. You have a stable household. There's a lot of dudes that can't specifically say, or don't want to specifically say, or tell people their whereabouts. I live at blah, 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 blah. Some dudes don't want people knowing that. information.
You said our research thing. I wasn't taught.
Self-taught.
Yep. Matilda over here.
You had the knowledge to want to teach yourself about this subject, maybe because it was something you were going through, or you've seen a lot of people going through in general, which is dope. But like I said, how many people are willing to do that? Research and look up things and look into things like that. You can't tell me no or
She
what
just
to
one
do.
of those ones,
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. And that's what makes you you, right? That's what made your hubby come back and grab you up again.
God, it's so
Shout out to
Jessica.
him. It always comes full circle, right? It always comes full circle.
That these kids have to pay for their parents.
But the moral of tonight is basically stop using your kids as pawns, ladies and gentlemen. Please don't do that.
There's a better way.
There's definitely a better way. Work it out. Talk it out. Something.
You're just raising,
as Jessica said, take it to the legal system.
Society, like, yeah.
And that's
society of kids.
That's basically why we wanted to
talk about this topic tonight, touch on it.
Right.
We felt like it would be a good one.
And a lot of people do this. And I think that it's time for people to stop doing that. Like, don't use your kids as pawns. Like, they have nothing to do with this. And yes, we said, the kids suffer when it's a breakup, but let's try to find a better way so they don't have to suffer maybe as much. I mean, or as far as going past the whole physical. Mom and dad not being there every day, yeah, maybe then it stops there. Let's do that. Let's do our best to try to make that happen. So,
right.
Thank you guys for chilling with us tonight. We appreciate you. Jess, thank you for being here. Tell your husband we didn't mean to keep you up too late.
Everyone, thanks for being here.
Everybody in general. I'm just saying Jessica because, sometimes you're here, sometimes you're not. But, and we will see you guys. What's today? Wednesday?
Yep. We'll see you on Friday.
We'll see you guys Friday.
Hope you guys stay safe.
Be safe. Yeah. Peace.